Welcome to the Not Too Shabby podcast, where this show is about you. Join us in this journey to view different interests, perspectives, and lifestyles, which we want to accomplish through conversation that leads to joy and creating lifetime memories. We're your hosts, Sha and V, to remind you that you're not too shabby. Keep it classy.
Thank you, Destiny. And like she said, I'm your host, Shah.
And I'm V.
And welcome to Not Too Shabby podcast, where everything is about
you. So what's
All
good?
right, V.
How are you doing, man?
So I was doing good, man. Last week we had a great, guest come in, Dr. Love. It was a great experience, wasn't it, V?
Oh, amazing. And actually, everybody, speaking of that, happy Valentine's Day. I hope you guys are doing well. And hope you guys are finding your loved ones and getting to spend time with them and, all that stuff. So.
Yeah, and remember, if you guys want anyone and need help, finding someone, finding a Valentine or anything, feel free to contact at Dr. Love at 0 Dr. Love 0. It'll be on our Instagram page if you need help finding him. And feel free to contact him. He'll help you out.
Perfect. Well, guess what, guys? We got another show for you here today. We have another amazing individual, actually a really close friend of mine, had some history together going back and when we were still in undergrad. Perfect role model, actually based out of the Bay Area, but I'm going to let you listen to him and let him tell you that himself. So without further ado, I want to bring out my friend. Go ahead, Eric, where you at, brother? Go ahead and show yourself, man.
Hey guys, how's it going?
How you doing, Eric?
Good, man. How are you? Thank you guys so much for having me on today.
I appreciate you, man. I know you have a busy schedule and all that stuff. It is, Valentine's Day, so, maybe busy, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. You know what I mean? Well, go ahead, E. Go ahead. Shazib, do you have a few questions for him, man?
So, yeah, Eric, I wanted you to welcome to Not Too Shabby. Again, thank you for coming and joining us today. Eric, I wanted to know a little bit about you and how you contribute to society.
Yeah, sure thing. Just kind of every day I try to be the best person I can be starting out, because I'm trying to pour out from a full glass, and kind of just really treat everyone the way you want to be treated. It's so overlooked and I think stepped on, because if you're coming from a good place and you really take the time to treat people the way you want to be treated and everything that you do, I think you can enjoy life a lot better. Kind of just, we're here for not a long time, so how do you want to enjoy each and every day? You kind of want to wake up wanting to live, not just go by your daily day, so
absolutely. That's some wise words right there. I mean, that's the mentality that everyone needs to have, enjoy life for every moment, because again, it may seem long, but it's really not
yeah, especially at our age, and it's crazy to think that anything can like literally change in just a split second. Events change, situation change, just anything like that can happen in a blink of an eye. So yes, definitely become adaptable to your surroundings and stuff like that. So I like that. I really do like that.
Absolutely. So Eric, tell me more about what you do. Like I heard that from V here that he said that you're into like real estate or.
Yeah, I'm in property management right now, back in San Francisco, California, where I'm from. I've been at my company for going almost 3 years now.
Wow.
My title's a construction coordinator, but what I essentially do is I manage all the approvals of all the unit renovations that our firm purchases. So we purchase apartment buildings all over the city.
Okay.
So,
nice.
Yeah.
And in San Francisco, that is I think a big thing, because it's very business heavy. I think, if I'm correct, right? A lot of corporate business buildings are actually in San Francisco. Like I think Uber started like somewhere out there, right? Or
right.
Or something like that. Like I think a lot of actual companies are currently based in San Francisco, correct?
Definitely. So, with all these people, getting into, and that's the great cool thing about real estate, because you're tapping into where those buildings would be as commercial. and what we're into is more residential, multifamily unit. So yeah, where the employees from all these tech companies would be, probably would stay in some of the buildings, that we may manage. So that's definitely goes hand in hand, commercial and residential. Kind of good example on that.
Okay.
And then has COVID affected you, like your job, your customers? Have you noticed like people struggling because in your area of expertise?
Yeah. Well, as far as kind of the everyday to day job, I almost was one of the people who got furloughed. That was kind of scary. And I can imagine for everyone who did, and and it turned out the way that it did for everyone. But I'm grateful enough to have kept my position and with my job, because I probably would have had to make a lot of different changes as well. Maybe somebody next to us or has already, and I know people in my family have been affected both negatively and positively. But for myself, I've been just trying to use all of this time to hone in on my strengths and fix my or kind of work on my weaknesses as well, and helping out everyone like in my family as well. So, but for the most part, most of my family kept their immediate family kept their jobs, so we were kind of really lucky for that. You know,
Good.
had a couple COVID scares. Well, we did. My brother and sister actually had COVID in December, and they had made a full recovery, and that was pretty scary, and they live with my grandparents, so um, it's just really weird because young people are getting it and recovering. It's just different people, even young and old, and some people's bodies are handling it so different, and I can't even understand and grasp it really, because how can I see someone just bounce back and then someone else's? But I understand that people have pre-existing conditions as well, but and that, I mean, you guys would probably know a lot more since you guys are going to school to help save lives. So I really would love to hear maybe your guys' take on that sometime. So
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy. Like, I was actually talking to Shazab the other time, and I was like, right, Shazab, like, isn't it crazy when we were learning about stuff like this, especially when it comes to viruses, Corona, which is a part of like, I think it's an RNA system, it's an RNA virus, was
Right.
very low yield when it comes to learning it. And then now I think they released a new sketchy video, if I'm correct, right?
They did. I actually had no clue they released another sketchy. Which, if you guys don't know what sketchy is, it's a kind of a way. They make videos based off cartoons to help you memorize each virus and stuff, and they make little hints in there. Sometimes you see Alice in Wonderland, sometimes you see Star Wars, and to help you memorize each virus and its characteristics. So specifically for coronavirus, we only had a 3-minute video, which normally it averages about 10, 20 minutes. And they had nothing to say about this virus because it was not in any way, as we say, high yield. It wasn't as important at the time, and we actually don't learn much about it.
I think the biggest thing when it comes to like the whole actual Corona aspect was when SARS broke out about almost 20 years ago. Actually, 20 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was like in the 1999 area.
I think that's the only thing that they talked about when it comes to Corona. But I guess now they have a new improved coronavirus, like COVID-19 sort of a sketchy video, which I'm actually excited to see. Maybe I will actually take a look at it before my exams. It might be very.
Yeah, I might too.
Yeah.
you'd think they'd put that in there, like maybe in the curriculum next, or you think you'd see something on that now in the exam?
Most definitely. I think I've gotten like a few questions so far off my question banks just for practicing that I thought I would never see. They even had the date and everything on there, like 2019, 2020, like.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like if I'm correct, like, and then I was like, oh, this sounds a lot like Corona, but I don't think it's Corona just because like until I saw the date, I was like, I'm just gonna pick the answer and it ended up being Corona. So
what are the practice questions I was working on with you last time?
that was Lecturio.
Okay, that was pretty fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. They give you like a whole scenario, right? Like basically, like if somebody were to present somebody to you with a certain thing, and you have to figure out what's wrong.
Diagnosis and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and stuff like that. So I think it's kind of cool.
That's pretty intense.
So Eric, aside from us, tell me more about like your real estate and how you're helping society even amongst this pandemic through your job and everything.
As far so let me break that question down. How does my current position contribute to society?
Correct.
Yes.
Well, we're providing housing for and we're providing for housing for new people who want to live in the city, and we're also upkeeping the just kind of like the value and just kind of the history of the cities as well, with kind of all the families who currently live there too. So, I have a maybe someone who no, a friend's grandmother who lives in one of the apartment buildings, not from one of our companies, but just an apartment building. Um, she she's been living there for 40 years, I think, and so she's probably seen different management, different owners, and a part of that is getting new management and getting new owners over time is upkeeping too. So they may have gotten their building renovated or maybe even their unit, and so that's kind of a way to improve their living, and especially for a family and who's had legacy there too. So that's pretty I mean, we're a real estate is company or property management, so it's not too exciting maybe as like saving lives and being in the medical field, but it's definitely where the hospital sits on the real estate. So it kind of goes hand in hand at the same time. So you could say that we're not building new buildings and hospitals, but managing and kind of keep upkeeping the value of what a living your living experience.
That's true. Like, I mean, everybody has their own position. Like you said, like you may not be like has to do with like saving lives and stuff like that. But without you guys, we wouldn't have a place to save lives.
Yeah,
So
it goes full circle. Everyone's important, everyone's involved, even managing, upkeeping the people who clean the floor that you walk on every day in the halls. The door handles that you touch, the white coats you put on, the stethoscope you desanitize. Everyone who's touching everything, and that's why I was taught to treat everyone the same as a custodian to the CEO. Custodian starts with a C. It's C class, still the same thing. Like it's people just really need to, like I said, treat everyone as they would themselves. Like really try to look at it everyone as kind of a mirror. How would you treat yourself?
that's true.
So
So have
yeah.
you seen like the housing market itself decline when it
Oh my
comes to
gosh.
like
Yeah.
value of each house or each property?
So again, we're more in the apartment buildings, multifamily. So yeah, we definitely see the rents in the individual units have gone down. I've asked my leasing department. We get our reports, and we saw exactly what everyone else saw, and but right in front of us. So it's kind of like, when you're in the industry and it's happening to you guys first, and then it kind of echoes out. So it's like I can imagine with maybe Robin Hood and people in Wall Street, when something hits or something drops, they're the first ones to report it. So they're living it in real time. It's like, whoa. But I mean, it's not as exciting as that. But definitely we saw a decline. And I feel this February is probably like the last, not the last, but where the beginning of the year, people are going to lock in some new leases. And it's really going to set kind of numbers for different companies to get booked into, because a lot of people were dropping prices to maintain. A lot of owners, a lot of people. I mean, I'm not too for certain on the statistics or the, I guess, concrete numbers on that, but friends in the industry and just people in the department I work with alongside, they we see that February this month is kind of like the cheapest it'll get to be in the city,
Mhm.
like to find something. I myself am looking, so it's pretty tough to be out here unless you're making a certain income. But for those who can, they do. So you know,
Perfect.
I
And
agree.
so one question actually, besides the topic of what you, so if I remember correctly, you've been like a kind of a like a go-getter and entrepreneur yourself, like looking for little things to kind of do here and there. So besides your position now, if you get to choose, what would you want to do, man?
man, it's funny. I was trying to use all my time during COVID in the beginning to really figure out what I really wanted to do. I really do like being in the real estate industry, but I also want to do something more fulfilling for myself. and kind of what I want to wake up to do every day. And that's, doing exactly what I'm doing now with you, talking to people, bringing out the best in others, asking great questions. Shazaib's nailing it with the questions. So I feel, and he's got good, topics. So I feel that's important to discuss with everyone and to give kind of some context and content for people, especially right now, who, don't know what's going on or really have much to do. So maybe, investing in yourself like you guys are, what we are right now, maybe investing in some education, listening and seeing some awesome, content for real life stuff. We're talking about real life. It's raw and it's organic, and that's what I'm about. So I also started my show as well. I know, Vaughn, you have already shot an episode with me. It's in the works of being edited right now, but I want to get Shazaib in there as well. Or maybe both of you guys. So that's what I kind of been doing as well. I just want to film and talk to everyone that I know in my community and kind of just get the city talking, because we're, the next generation leading it on. So I feel if we're not connected or talking to everyone and really seeing what, I've already interviewed a few people and I didn't know that we were on the same page this whole time. And it's crazy when it's like the Avengers, when they all assemble, it's like, wow, all these people are ready. I want to be Nick Fury in my neighborhood, or like Nip, like neighborhood Nip. I just want to uplift the people that I live next to and kind of just be a local legend for me. That's all I wanted ever since I was a kid. So I'm going to go out there and make it happen through the interview series I'm starting. It's called Cut from a Different Cloth. So if you already like what I'm saying now, imagine what I go on the show and have you guys on what we talk about next. So
I like that. Cut from a Different Cloth. What made you come up with that name?
Man, just talking to you and hanging out with you and my family, and which, I consider you guys family. We all value each other, and we all value life to a certain extent that I feel other people don't. And that's not to just, we all have the same opportunity. So it's just how you value how you play your cards. And I feel we're the type of people who always play our hand to the best of our ability. And that's what separates a lot of people that want to chase their dreams or just see change. Not even, being better than anyone, just being excited to do and be in your own skin every day.
Of course.
So that's, going back to what I used COVID for. I was just in a different, talk to me last year. I was not the same person. So I really want to just wake up every day kind of happy and do what I do. So I'm really trying to just block out everything that it's negative or just, it's toxic, man. It really is. When you really just want to focus, like right now, I think I'm in the best time of my life. I feel like I'm smiling talking to you right now. Just, I want to get it so bad, dude. There's no ounce in my body that's doubt myself now. And that's all it really was this whole time. Just believing in yourself.
That's awesome.
And yeah, dude. So it's really, really good.
Here's another question just kind of off topic, just so people can actually see what kind of guy you are and how genuine, and just be aware of overall surrounding. This is going to be completely off topic, but
sure.
What can you say about
I'm nervous.
Shazaib sweater? Go ahead.
Wait, Shazaib sweater?
Let me see. Show him, Shazaib.
Oh, right here.
Give me
right here.
Talk about, what do you say about Shazaib sweater?
Hold on, man. I need to zoom in, Shazaib. Keep talking.
So, we've talked about this before, and right here.
Oh. Oh man, dude, it's awesome. It's probably one of the best shows ever.
Yeah, Naruto. We all love it, and I kid you not, this is actually me helping out a small business owner, private entrepreneur. His name is Anime King Dam, animekingdam.com, and this guy embroiders. It's a really cool name and stuff, and he got this so quick.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And the quality of the hoodie is really good, and I kid you not, this is all embroidered by him. He embroiders himself. He has other designs. It's really cool, and how these small business owners, because of COVID, just like you, have thought oh, maybe I can finally bring my talents out and use it to survive. And not only that, they're all happy now. This guy, I know for a fact, he went TikTok famous because of these embroideries.
Oh wow, okay. I just got TikTok, believe it or not, January.
Hey,
Like,
you should follow us.
But you've been on TikTok for a while, right?
well, I guess through Instagram because you can see it, but like I have just got one myself personally.
Hey, but
So
Eric's been on TikTok for a long time since I got one. He's been on.
Oh, what he's
Oh.
saying is he didn't follow us. Okay, I get it.
Sorry, I missed that one.
But yeah, man, your story and among others, our audience, like just me wearing this hoodie represents, people like you, entrepreneurs themselves.
I appreciate it, and likewise with you guys, being on the show today motivates me to be like, oh, I can't wait to shoot my next one, or I can't wait till like someone else figures out what their niche is, or kind of, it's just a great feeling, you're trying to figure out how to express yourself is probably what most people have trouble figuring out, and that's like the beauty of it when you do. It's crazy. Some people, really young or really on the other side of the spectrum, but whatever time they find it, I hope, everyone does. I just knew I wanted something out of life a lot different, a lot sooner. So that's just for me. I'm an impatient person. Like I sound great and all, but there's just, everyone has their ugly side too. So,
Of course.
It's just getting over that ugly side. That's
learning how to walk with your your side. It's like another clone, dude. Like a shadow clone, bro. You gotta walk with it.
Shadow clone or your little genjutsu here.
Yeah, dude. It's like you're in that genjutsu for so long. That's such a good. Oh, dude, that's such a good. You're just trapped in that for so long, and once you like release, dude,
you're finally in reality.
Dude, it's awesome. Yeah. So, and like I said, you guys give me so much confidence as well, and just being on here and building my, I guess public speaking, or I get anxiety a lot, but it's just more and more you do it, it's repetitions, you get better. So,
All right.
Who's your favorite character, Shazib?
I would say Itachi, but I think that's just a given that everybody's favorite is Itachi.
But why? Or why you?
Okay, why? Because I think of the complexity of the character, and one,
the load bearer. He's the load bearer, dude.
Yeah, see, I've got brothers of my own, and what he does for his own brother. Sure, in some cases he doesn't make the right decisions, but the love for his brother and what he did, unknowingly, and sacrificed his actually entire life completely. He had a great adulthood. He could have had a great adulthood, but he sacrificed it all.
It's crazy, dude.
So that's why he's my favorite. But also, I love Rock Lee because that guy is the term hard work. That guy, just sweats his way through.
He's like Batman. He's got no powers.
He's got no powers, but he's got a great attitude and he's got the will to fight.
That's good. I love because I've been rewatching Shippuden now. This is the second time I'm rewatching it during COVID because my brother and my cousin finally, stopped talking mess about it and like saw it, and I'm like, they saw Naruto. I'm like, you're not even ready. But this is how I feel. Probably when our roommates and like Vaughn and Glenn already had seen, or I don't know if Vaughn watched it all, but like my roommate Glenn in college, he definitely, and Jeremy, they were watching it back then, and I wasn't on Shippuden yet, so I just hear them always like, whoa, like going crazy, right? And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, now I got around to it. I'm like, oh, I'm over here calling them. I'm like years late. Like, amazing, man. So it's pretty funny.
It's never too late.
Right, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. But when you appreciate it and you figure out and you get it for yourself, and this is like a life lesson amongst everyone that could be in this example. When you get it, you all end up with the same place, So it just takes everyone a matter of time. We all end up in the same place,
Yeah, everyone has a different time, but
yeah,
eventually they're all the same. They all become equals.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, it's never too late.
No.
Entrepreneurship, in our current case, anime, but
but it's real life. You could apply a lot of these things, TV, sports, a car. Car is like a human anatomy, same thing, like how I express like conversation or feelings when I'm like having confrontation between my father or whatever, like whenever we're beefing, or I got to explain something that he may take better if I explain it as if it was a car. It's really interesting concept that like I don't know if people have this, or this could maybe be a story, but yeah, when I talk to my dad, we talk about certain things that, and he doesn't see eye to eye with me, or I don't see, but we break it down over a vehicle, like in its anatomy, and we're like, I blew a gasket, I'm pissed off. Like it's a joke we say. So, and that's the stuff people say because it's true. It's similar, and it's a really cool thing. That's how I at least communicate with my dad and find like a channel, a wave to do it. Because if you don't like find out how people, excuse me, can receive the message better,
Mhm.
or how do you communicate better with them, it sucks. You can't fight fire with fire, because or vice versa with other things. But at the same time, we're all human beings. We're not perfect. Sometimes we
Yeah,
blow a
man.
gasket.
Find a common ground, and in that case, between you and your dad, in order for you to kind of get that
Yeah,
communication connection, you guys had to go find like a common topic, which is cars. And
yeah. So it's really great. Yeah, he's a mechanic, and he teaches me stuff, and when I'm learning, and so when I apply that knowledge, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. It just makes for better conversation. It makes for, oh, okay, and it gives me a chance to, we have a thing, like that. I think that's so important with people. You have to have like a thing you bond over, or like something you guys do, just or even just hanging out with them. Just hanging out with them. Gotta have something. That's what makes it personal.
exactly,
So
mine's always been cool. It's an open topic. It's an open topic.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. Well,
All
I
right.
mean,
Well, thank you, Eric. I do appreciate it. But hey, for our audience, do you have one last words for our audience?
Yeah, man, just tune in to the next show these guys put on, because I promise you it's gonna be even better than this one. And please, support them, subscribe to them, give them a shout out, ask them to be on the show. They might listen. Um, follow me, follow my show. Somebody, yeah, you guys come on too, and
Absolutely.
stay intended. That too. Yeah.
Intended.
Mhm.
right.
Thank you, Eric. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you, E.
No
Always,
problem.
always amazing talking to you, man.
Mhm.
I'm glad that you were able to share with the viewers who you are and who you are as
Mhm.
a person. Just I feel like you're an amazing person, and we want to share that with the world. All right.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You guys are equally as amazing, if not more. Please continue to inspire other people like myself, and I'll do the same on my end. And thanks again for having me on the show.
Great.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Sure. All right, E, man. We'll see you. We'll see you later, bro.
All right, man.
Oh, damn, Shazay. That's another good one for us, wasn't it? Huh?
Yeah. I mean, last week we had Dr. Love, and this week we had someone entirely different, entrepreneurship or in the real estate business. And, this guy really showed us and really showed us how COVID changed his life actually in a better way.
Of
It
course.
gave him, time to think about his life, time to improve on himself rather than others. And then through improving on himself, he can help others as well.
Yeah. And I get that.
So,
And I think it's the crazy part is like, yes, I mean, I understand that like COVID has been very, very difficult and all that stuff. But I guess in some cases, it gives the individual the time to actually showcase what they actually want to do. I mean, for example, like maybe there's people out there who are artists and like, let's just can create beautiful drawings, beautiful pictures, but just never had that time to actually like basically never had the time to put in work to their own craft just because the fact that they work a 9 to 5 job. So this time
exactly.
you're actually there. You know what? Hey, it sucks. I got furloughed, but let me work on this and then turn this into my own business. Sometimes can be the most powerful thing that somebody can do. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's you were given the time to finally find your niche and working on it because again, like he said, he was furloughed and he had nothing else to do. And in a way, he might have started it out as his own therapy, but he was like, you know what? not only can I benefit from this, but society itself can benefit from this. And so he was like, you know what, I'm going to sell my talents. I'm going to give my talents to other people. And, you know, I think that's beautiful in a way.
Yeah. And you know what? It's crazy to think that the fact that you brought that fact up earlier is just that when you were wearing your sweater, you said you were trying to support a small business, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is another person probably that, you know, I've noticed that this company was started during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming this person also struggled, but I know for a fact that he does this because he shows his art to other people. He enjoys doing this.
Perfect. Yeah, and we'll definitely, shout him out just to kind of help him get more viewers, more customers, and stuff like that. I actually am wearing a small business. It's one of my old roommates' sister's clothing brand. It's called Ohana Lifestyle, and this is their Godfidence sweater. So
Oh, wow.
it's kind of cool. So coincidence that we're both wearing small business clothing brands. And
Absolutely.
this is for mine. So it's just, just trying to help everybody out there putting them on, just so people can see their product, their creations. Just, I feel like that's something worth sharing with the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, we all got to help each other out. And that's the only way for everyone to succeed, word to mouth, appreciate, everyone's art, no matter what type it is. It could be real estate. It could be anything. Just art is art. And, each person has their own. So.
Oh, yep, that's true. Well, I mean, one thing we can say again to the viewers is like, if you find something you love, take your time and actually try to perfect your craft because you never know where it can take you. If you love something so much, you will continue to work for it no matter how hard it is. You know what I mean?
Wise words from V.
Yes, sir. Well, I mean, happy Valentine's Day again to everybody. It
Happy
looks like
Valentine's
the
Day.
times we have, so go ahead, Shazam.
All right, so I hope everyone enjoyed and tune in next Sunday for our next episode. I'm your host, Shaw.
And I'm V.
And we're here to remind you that you're not too shabby.
So keep it classy. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, everyone, and happy Valentine's Day.